Around 70% of smartphone owners film videos vertically, whereas around 30% shoot films in landscape. That's according to Motorola, and the company has its own solution for the problem through a phone called the Motorola One Action. Here's what it's all about. The phone is very similar to the Motorola One Vision that launched a couple months ago, so we're not going to go too in-depth into the specs, but here are a couple of highlights. First, it has a 21:9 6.3-inch screen, so you're getting that cinematic screen aspect ratio. You're also getting a modern design with that hole-punch camera on the front, so you're getting something that looks a little more contemporary and similar to some of those flagship phones. There's a fingerprint sensor on the back, and it's also powered by the Samsung 9609 Exynos processor with 4 gigs of RAM. It's not a phone for a power user, but you should be able to do simple tasks on it to get you through your day. But that's okay, because it only costs 249 euros. We don't have US pricing just yet. There's 128 gigs of internal storage, along with a micro SD card slot in case you need more space, as well as a headphone jack and a 3500 mAh battery, which should last you around a full day. The real spotlight is the camera on the back. So you get a 12 megapixel standard lens, as well as a 5 megapixel lens that's for depth sensing, so you'll get better portrait mode shots. But the real spotlight is the 16 megapixel ultra wide angle lens on the back. Yeah, we've seen ultra wide angle lenses before, so that's not what's special here. What's special is that Motorola has oriented the camera horizontally, so now when you shoot with your phone in vertical mode, holding it in portrait mode, you're getting a landscape video. That's kind of a big deal because until now, usually when you shoot with your phone in portrait orientation, you're getting a vertical video. And when you switch to landscape orientation, you get a landscape video. But now with this Motorola One Action, you can shoot with this ultra wide angle lens in portrait mode, but also end up getting a landscape video. It's kind of an intuitive way to get around the problem of vertical videos. Now, obviously you might be thinking, why don't people just hold their phone in landscape mode and just take a video like that? Well, clearly that hasn't really worked for the past several years of smartphones becoming very popular. So I guess the easiest way is to just turn the camera around for people so that instead of asking them to shoot in landscape, something that they probably won't do anyway, they'll just automatically get landscape video by just shooting the way that they are the most comfortable with. Now, I really like this because I think it's personally easier to film with one hand. For one thing, it frees up my other hand, and I also feel like I can get a better grip on the phone just by holding it like this and filming like that instead of using 2 hands. For example, say I'm walking around in a trade show like CES, and I want to take a little fun clip of me walking around, and usually what I do is hold the phone like this and walk around like this. It kind of makes me feel a little uncomfortable because it's super obvious what I'm doing. With the Motorola One Action, I have a free hand to hold a product or my bag or whatever else, and I can still film comfortably and stabilized in that portrait orientation and make sure it still ends up being a landscape video. Now, what if you want to film a vertical video? There are apps like Instagram and Snapchat where you do Instagram stories, for example, and you want to film vertical content. Well, there's a solution for that. Basically, you flip the camera to landscape orientation to film with that ultra wide angle camera so you can get vertical video. It doesn't sound that intuitive, which is why you might just want to not use the wide angle camera at all and switch to the 12 megapixel main sensor, and that way you can just film in normal portrait orientation and get vertical videos. So it's a neat idea. The Motorola One Action really does stand out for having something like this after all these years of people complaining about vertical videos, but I also feel like maybe it's too late. Maybe people are too comfortable with the fact that vertical videos exist. A lot of content already appears full size on our phone when we play vertical videos. It's only really when we're bringing it back to our TVs and our computer monitors at home that we're getting that black bar effect around those vertical videos. But I still appreciate the effort. What I don't like about this phone is the fact that it's not an Android One phone in the US. It is one internationally though. So international owners can enjoy 2 years of fast security and version updates, but if you're in the US, you're kind of out of luck. Motorola is promising one Android version update, which probably means Android Q, which is coming out this month, so you probably won't get anything after that. And it's also promising an industry-related security update, which basically means that if there's a big story about an Android security flaw, they'll patch your phone. It's kind of a bummer that you're not getting any more than that, and that international users especially will see those fast updates. US users won't. I think all phones should really get 2 years of security updates and version updates at the minimum, no matter how much it costs. But at least I guess you're getting a close to stock Android experience with minimal bloatware. The Motorola One Action is available today in international markets for €249, and it is coming to the US, we just don't know pricing yet. But based on its €249 pricing, we can surmise it'll cost around $250 to $350. It looks like a solid budget phone with a unique twist to the camera, but I'll have to wait for the full review to really say if you should buy it over phones like the Samsung Galaxy A50 or Motorola's very own Moto G7 and Moto G7 Power. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like the Motorola One Action, let us know in the comments if you're going to buy it, what you think about the whole vertical video situation. Otherwise, hit like, subscribe, tap that bell for notifications, and head to digitaltrends.com for more.